Part of being alive is that everybody thinks and everybody feels, but not everybody values these things to the same degree. Not everybody agrees which of these trumps the other. Consider, what are the usual arguments in favor of religion? They cite incredulity that the universe could come into existence without a maker. The idea of evolution just doesn't feel right. They say you have to have faith, that you have to believe, that God loves you, that you can feel His presence in your life. And what do atheists say? We tell them to look at the facts, to look at the evidence, to consider it logically and rationally. We explain that the universe runs just fine without the intervention of a God. We tell them to think critically instead of running on automatic. At the risk of indulging in lazy stereotyping, I think it's safe to say that atheists think and theists feel. That if we had to choose an alliance, atheists would fall on the side of rational thought, while theists would flock to the banner of emotion. Theists say they can just feel God's presence. Atheists tell them to show God to us. Emotion versus reason. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever been offended when no offense was intended? Have you ever been frightened by a shadow which turned out to be nothing? Have you ever been more sad, angry, or happy than a situation merited? Of course you have. We all have. Emotions are unreliable. They cannot tell us anything about the universe. They can only tell us how we feel. And they can easily be wrong or inappropriate. When you say you feel God's presence, when you have a religious experience, what you're doing is feeling, not thinking. You're taking your emotions for true, rather than examining them critically and making sure that they're true. Do you really not see how this can lead you to error? Are you really unaware that treating your emotions as facts is simply unwarranted? Really? If you want rational, reasonable people to agree that your God exists, you're going to have to give us more than appeals to emotion. You're going to have to give us evidence. Your God is going to have to do some real-world heavy lifting. It has to be outside our own heads. It has to go beyond faith. It has to be objective fact. Emotions versus facts. Which of these are you more likely to trust? And if it's facts in every other aspect of your life, why does God get to be a great big fat honking exception? Explain that one to me.